you assumed that there was a secret sauce that you could just pour all over your agency, and then the next day you wake up, you got 10 clients waiting to pay you $2,500 a month, and everything's chilling. You can go move to Dubai, you can buy the nice watches, you can buy the nice cars, you can get all the nice girls. But the truth is, that isn't the case. And I feel like a lot of people online still don't fully understand what it takes to actually make something work. The truth is, building your own agency is one of the most difficult things to do, or at least in my experience it is, because when I first got started out, that is exactly what I thought. I thought there was a secret sauce that I could unlock by watching some YouTube videos, or I thought there was a secret sauce that I could just buy myself into. And the reality is, the source doesn't exist. There is no source. The real winner is you being able to understand what actually needs to be done and actually start taking action. I actually learned something the other day, and it was pretty groundbreaking, to be honest. So I was recently flying back from a flight from Barcelona. It started raining in London on Sunday, so I was like, fuck this, I'm out. I want to go to nice sunny Spain and work remotely for a few days. So I did that. Turns out it started raining in Barcelona as well. So there you go. The dream lifestyle of working remotely and owning your own business also isn't all that it's cut out to be. But anyway, so I started reading this book. Now this book is called The Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. The book cost me £3 to obtain this information, so you can go out and do it as well. There's no excuses. Now, what I learned inside of this book was pretty impressive. I found out that there is actually a formula that has been analyzed and documented across pretty much every successful person in the world, athletes, professional musicians, Bill Gates, like all of these top performers in the world. And what they found out was, in order for you to become a master at something, in order for you to be able to truly call yourself an expert, you actually have to have 10,000 hours under your belt of working in that field. Now, 10,000 hours may not sound a lot, but pause this video and really work that out. That's a long time. And it doesn't just happen in 1-2 years. You know, this happens over 5 to 10 years, depending on how much time you can actually invest in this certain skill. Now, where am I going with this? Well, right now, I haven't even got 10,000 hours inside of building an agency. I don't have that, but I do have 10,000 hours in building an online business. I've been doing this for 7 years now, so I understand the ecosystem that exists. I understand what needs to be done and the different steps that need to be in place to make an online business work. And that has helped me in building my agency. But the problem is, most of you guys don't even have 100 hours under your belt, let alone 1,000 hours or 10,000 hours where you can call yourself an expert. So you'd be ignorant to think that you could get this right the first time. You'd be ignorant to think that putting in 1 to 2 months of effort and giving it your all just for that short period of time is actually going to yield you any real results. It obviously isn't. If we look at this book, if you read that book, it talks about Bill Gates. He was literally learning how to write code for years and years and years until he ever got paid to do it professionally. He'd literally wake up in the middle of the night, sneak out of the house, go down to the local university where they had these like really old computers set up, and he would just write code and learn. And he did it for fun because he loved it. But over those 10,000 hours, he was honing in his craft and he got better and better and better. Now, taking it back to the agency perspective here, it doesn't mean to say that if I've only done 1,000 hours working inside of my agency, I'm not going to make any money until I hit 10,000 hours. That's not the case. But what I think you need to do is take off some of the pressure of yourself of thinking that you need to have everything perfected and everything in place within 1 to 2 months of starting. Some of you guys even want to see results within 1 to 2 weeks. It just doesn't make any sense. When I first started my SMA agency, probably 5 years ago now, I jumped into that space thinking I was going to make it work, thinking I was some expert salesman, I was going to be amazing at it, and I literally did sit there cold calling companies like 100 times every single day. So I put in the work. But what I soon realized was I was actually pretty shit at cold calls. And then when I could book a meeting, on the off chance that I could, which was like 1 in 700 calls, I would then turn up to that meeting and be pretty shit at that meeting as well, and not actually be able to hold myself and sell myself. So there are so many different steps you need to learn. It doesn't just stop there, right? Like that is the first part of the equation. In my case, it was trying to get in touch with someone, trying to then book a meeting with someone, then trying to price up that project, then actually trying to onboard that client, and then manage that client, and then actually deliver for that client. Like there were so many steps there that it was almost guaranteed that I would never see results because I hadn't spent enough time researching and I hadn't spent enough time actually doing the thing that I was trying to do. Yeah, this is a long way of me basically saying like, you aren't seeing results yet because you haven't put in enough time. It's as simple as that. You need to fail so many more times before you're going to see a win. And that's just the hard, honest truth. And some of you may not like that, but some of you, I'm sure, will appreciate hearing it because it's probably what you need right now. You need a hard slap from reality, okay? If you really think about it, do you actually think that making $10,000 to $20,000 every single month is that easy? Despite what these gurus are telling you online, Even what I say sometimes, do you think it is that easy? It's not that easy. I'm living proof that it is not easy. It's taken me so many years to get better at these different things before I'm able to get to that amount of money. And I don't want to dishearten you and say, it's not possible, because 100% it's possible. But I think you just need to reduce your expectations of what you're going to be achieving within the first year of you starting your business, let alone the first few weeks, okay? And when it comes to the AI automation agency, well, it's even harder because there are so many different products and services that you could be providing. You probably watch some of my videos or some other YouTuber videos, and it just sends you into this death spiral of like not having clear clarity of what you actually want to offer and serve your clients. And to be honest, there is no wrong or right answer to this. There are proven systems that work for us that would work for you if you tried it, and that's what I try to talk about on this channel. But the reality is, you do have to go out there and you have to test. You have to see, like, what does your target industry actually want? How comfortable are you talking about this particular solution? Or is this a solution that is even scalable that you actually want to work on? The reality is, you need to go out and test, and you need to go and foul, and you also need to get some wins to start seeing and collecting your own data on this, right? Like, I can only sit here and tell you what works for me. What works for me in terms of products that we sell may not work for you. We're in a completely different area. I create a lot of content on YouTube. I've been in the game for a long period of time. So I've collected my own bank of data that, yes, I will share with you as much as I can. But when it comes to you personally and what's going on in your life and the contacts that you have in your network and the skill levels that you have, that is when you need to ultimately make the informed decision to say, no, I'm not going to go down that route because I'm going to focus on this because I have 20 hours under my belt of experience and not 2,000, 5,000 or 10,000, if that makes any sense at all. I hope it does. I speak to a lot of you guys, and the biggest thing that I see is some of you are like, I haven't landed a client yet. I watch all your videos and it's been 2-3 months and I still haven't landed my first client. I'm speaking to people, but it's just not happening. If you're starting to speak to people, you're starting to book meetings, it is going to work out eventually. It is a numbers game when you're first getting started out, because every single meeting that you have, you're going to get better. Every single person that you speak to, you're going to get better. Every single time you write a quote, you're going to get better. Every single time you deliver for a client, you're going to get better, and it just all compounds. So if you are doing that, and if you are following the methods that I talk about on this channel with the likes of outreach and the likes of the different products that you can be serving and offering these different clients, then you are heading in the right direction. I'm not making these videos to fool you or, trick you into believing that this is an easy business. It's really not. But if you do follow what I say and you put in the time and the effort, you will start to see results. I can guarantee you that. And I hope that when you do see results, you can come back to this video and leave a comment down below and let people know that actually what I'm showing you does work. Because I know it does, because it works at our agency and it works with the agency owners that we're teaching and training inside of our own private mentorship. So look, it's going to take effort. It's going to take some hard work. But if you're watching this video and if you've managed to sit through this video and actually, resist the temptation of skipping through things, then it's definitely going to work for you because you're obviously dedicated to this and you're willing to put in the time. But look, don't just listen to what I'm saying. You actually have to go and do it. It's all well and good sitting here and watching these videos, but if after these videos you don't now go and take action and you actually implement something that you've learned in whatever content that I produce, then it's not going to work out, right? You need to actually go and step away. You need to take action. You need to work on what I'm teaching you and actually go and put it out into the world. It's really not rocket science. It just takes a lot of fucking work, and that is just the cold, hard truth. And some people don't want to hear that, but I feel like to be able to call yourself an entrepreneur and to be able to actually call yourself a business owner, you need to be able to just go and put hundreds and thousands of hours into something without seeing any results, because the truth is you have no other option. For me, I'm unemployable, and I also have a disgustingly weird drive to prove to myself that I can do this, and that I feel like is such a burning thing in the back of my mind and just like it part of me that it's almost impossible for me to lose, because I know that until the day I die, I'm going to be this relentless motherfucker who sits behind my desk working his ass off. Now, hopefully in a few years when I start to get grey and white hair, that, I'll be on the golf course a bit more and I'll have team members around me that are facilitating a lot more of the work. But for now, I'm happy to be in the trenches. I actually love the fucking trenches. They're fun. They're great. You learn, you become a better human, and you make money when you're in the trenches. But look, that is just my take on things. I hold myself accountable to whatever failure and success I receive in my personal or my business life. If something goes wrong or it's not working or I fuck up somewhere, then it is my fault. It is no one else's fault. It is all my fault. There is always something that I could have done to make it better. And just like that, there's always something that you could be doing right now to make it better. So if you don't know something, that's your fault. You need to go and learn it. If you've done something wrong or you fucked up on a sales call, that's your fault because you didn't know how to do it in the first place. And The answer is simple. You just go and learn how to do it, and you put in the practice and you put in the hours, and you'll eventually get there. So look, take ownership of where you are in life. And if you really want to change it enough, you will. That's just the cold truth. You know, in my late teens, I was a bit reckless. I would just go out constantly. I knew I wanted to start a business, and I would start these mini businesses from like the age of 15, where I'd like wash cars, sell sweets at school, the typical stuff. You know, I liked that idea of making money. But then when I got to 18, I was like, okay, I need to get out of this really small town. So I left my town, went traveling, was traveling for like 4 years. So it was a long time. But what that time gave me was, it gave me enough time to actually kind of find myself. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't find myself. But what it allowed me to do was actually take a step back and be like, okay, well, look, life actually isn't as serious as people make it out to be. It wasn't this, you know, go to school, get a job, work a 9 to 5 that you hate, pay your bills, buy a house, have kids and die. Taking that 4-year break actually gave me like such a sick perspective of life, where I was like, well, actually, I don't need to go work a full-time job because I'm having a sick time living with my mates in a different country. I was in Australia at the time, and just like in Japan, Korea, Philippines, and all these different places. And I was like, this is mental. Like, why are people at home right now living in London, earning fuck all money in a shit country that they don't like being in? And I'm out here in Australia making 3 times that, washing dishes whilst having fun with my mates, going to the beach every weekend, hitting the nightclubs, having a good time. So it was really good for that. It gave me like this great perspective and oversight of the world, and I could actually see what it was. Some would call it the Matrix, I guess. Maybe that was my version of the Matrix. But yeah, like that was what kind of pushed me into, you know, then going, all right, well, enough's enough. I've played around for 4 years now and traveled the world, and now it's time to actually get going with the business side of things and actually kick things off. And went into the dropshipping game, actually got some big wins in dropshipping, but then started to fail miserably. Then went into more e-commerce stuff. Again, some wins, mostly failures. And then I pivoted over to SMMA, massive failures. But when you look at it on a micro level, there were some wins there because I was booking calls, I was booking meetings, and I honed in my cold calling ability, and I actually got the confidence to go in and speak to people and, you know, talk about products and services and that kind of thing. So there's always lessons, there's always pluses to take from every single failure. And look, this video is me just rambling on, to be honest, and I could do this for hours, as you guys know. But I really do hope it has helped you to just rephrase everything. Like, if you're not seeing results right now, it's purely and simply because you haven't spent enough time doing it. That is literally it. That is the formula to success. If you want to achieve something, if you want to make money, if you want to succeed in your business, you just need to put more time in. And just trust the process that as long as you're putting the time into the right things, you're going to get better at everything that you do. If you're putting the time into learning how to do sales, you're going to become a better salesman. If you put your time into development and building these different AI solutions, you're going to become a better developer. It really is as simple as that. Just like this YouTube channel, you can scroll back 3 years. I was fucking useless on my last videos. Maybe some would say I still am now, but my quality's up and I at least look crisper with the new lenses and shit that I buy. So I guess that's a bonus. But anyway, that's enough rambling from me. Have a great week, guys. I really, really do hope that you can stick this out and put some time and effort into this business model, because you're going to learn so much from it and you're just going to become a much better all-round entrepreneur. If you can build a service-based business online from the comfort of your own home, then those are skills that are unmatched in this world, and they really do supercharge you in terms of the tool set that you have moving forward with any other business in life. So we've got some banging videos coming out this week, so subscribe if you haven't already. If you like this sort of content, let me know, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.